I can, yeah. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it. Yeah, so how long ago was it now? Couple of weeks?
For my special?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it came out towards the end of April. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. It's not exactly setting YouTube on fire, but about to get to 3,000 views, but
I
it's
mean,
not bad.
3,000's better than none.
Yeah, it's okay. The clips are
I think the
individual.
most views I've ever had was what 1.2 million or 1.3, and that was on TikTok. So
Yeah, same with me. I don't even like TikTok, and a couple things I had took off on there. I have more subscribers on TikTok, like 11,000, and I don't care. I don't I don't really like TikTok.
that's the same with me. Like I had
Yeah.
about 17.1, but it's now dropped down to like 16.8 or something. So it's like it's a mad thing.
Like the algorithm, and I think it's 10,000 followers is the threshold to do like a revenue sharing. So I joined
Yeah.
the revenue sharing when I had 10,000 subscribers, and my views plummeted immediately on the next video I put out. It was down to like 300 views instead of thousands and thousands. So the suspicion is always they're manipulating your views so that they don't have to share revenue. So I don't doubt
I
that.
fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
fucking hate that. I mean,
yeah,
I
well,
tried
actually,
before, and it was like you need 100,000 views, you need 10,000 subscribers, you need this, that, the other. And it's like,
yeah.
and then they'd rather
Well,
accept it or they decline it. It's like,
yeah. I did just hit, I know the threshold for revenue sharing on YouTube is 500 subscribers. And I actually
is it?
just, yeah, I actually just got to 500 today. But you also have,
Yeah. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Like,
chase algorithms and do all this stuff, but
Sam,
it's the reality now.
and I'm fucking struggling. I'm on like 148 or something. It's like, it's fucking
Hmm.
mental.
Yeah, well, I was stuck at 200 and some for forever, and then over the last year, for some reason, clips have done well, and the special helps. And I picked up a couple hundred just I think in the last few months. So, but that's unusual for me.
Yeah. I mean, my special's probably not gonna work on YouTube.
Well, I did everything myself. I did it all myself and produced it all myself and hired someone to film it. And I just thought that was. I tried to get distribution. I reached out to one company, but I was more concerned. I was more happy with the album. That was more my thing. I grew
Yeah.
up on comedy albums, so it was more important to me the effort I put into the album, and I was glad that got picked up by a record label to distribute it because that's the only way. I know you. I don't think you guys have Sirius XM in the UK.
Sirius XM.
Yeah, which
We
is like the
might. I don't. I'm not too certain.
yeah. That's the only. I mean, in the US, that's the only streaming service that pays reasonably well. But they also have a thing where
I
you
might
can't.
actually double check. Actually,
Yeah,
double
as opposed
check.
to sort of like
Might.
Spotify, it pays a lot better.
Right. Hang on.
Yeah, I looked it up actually because I wondered whether to talk about it, and it
Wait,
was
what was it
it's
again? Let me double check.
Sirius XM, SIRIUS.
Sirius XM. Oh, we do. I mean,
No,
.com, not UK though.
okay, yeah, that's what I
$1
read.
for 3 months. Choose your plan. Right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you
It's
would
one of
have to
those
like,
ones.
yeah, it's a paid service, but that's
Fucking
the
hell.
only one that pays reasonably well if your album streams on there. So I was
Yeah.
happy to get it on there, and little small victories.
I might do mine on an album, but like I'll be doing it as two versions. So I'll be doing it as a censored version, so I can put it onto YouTube,
Yeah.
and then the uncensored version I'll be putting on the Pornhub.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to show it to you here, but I got the list from SiriusXM because they have a purely clean channel. They call it pure comedy. So that's their clean channel. And I got a list of the criteria for what works as clean. And it's not just language, it's also subject matter, obviously graphic sexual things, religion. But my stuff didn't get on the clean channel, even though I don't use a lot of four-letter words or anything, because my
Yeah,
tone, the tone of my jokes are dark, sort of dark twists, and they don't want that either. So I ended up on the sort of everything goes channel, which is, there's a lot more stuff on there because anybody can get something on there. Um, yeah, it's a channel that was just taken over by Sebastian Maniscalco, so it's now his own curated channel. But yeah, it was weird. I always wondered whether I would get on the clean channel
yeah.
because of the dark jokes, even though I don't per se use language or.
I
But
mean,
the
I
answer,
do, but it's not. I barely use it. Like,
yeah,
what was it? The other day, I did a gig on Friday, and I told you about this. And yeah, there weren't into original jokes. Can you believe it?
yeah,
So I performed, and this guy before me did an hour of material that was not original, that everyone knew the punchline to. And then when I came on doing my dark stuff, a lot of people liked it until like, it got to the last couple of jokes. Like one table said, "You're not funny," and I was like, "What's the match?" She was like, "Should have done the same jokes as what he said." I was like, "Well, if I did that, then you'd know the punchline. Two, that'd be unoriginal, and three, rather, you don't get how clever these jokes are." And
yeah.
I'll even say one of them, which was I recently went to this new authentic restaurant. The reviews was excellent. The food was spicy, left my house on fire. Honestly, other than the gang rape, I give it 5 star. It's a very clever joke.
Yeah. So was the theme of the show to do someone else's material? That was just the guy ahead of you
No,
did chose to do it. Yeah.
no, but the amount of the comedians that I was with, majority of them, one even said, "I'll tell you my favourite jokes." And obviously there were jokes that everyone knew from the 70s, like the Paddies, or uh, you've got Paddy in school, or they would use language like the P word, and I don't mean piss. I mean the geography term for someone that's from Pakistan.
Yeah.
They'd use words like that.
I don't understand why you'd go on stage and do that unless you just want attention or you just want to be on stage. I mean, what's unless you're doing, and everybody does a themed show at Halloween, right, where someone will do someone else's an imitation of a famous comic. But I don't understand going on there, just going up to just do someone else's material. We used to have a guy at one of our local open mics, and I don't think I'm not sure if he knew he was doing other people's jokes because someone was quote writing for him, but I think they were cutting and pasting jokes from people like Dimitri Martin and whatever. So there was a couple of us sitting in the back of the room, and every joke the guy told, we just went to each other. Oh, that's Mitch Hedberg. That's Dimitri Martin. That's we knew all the jokes. I don't get it. I don't know how they think they're not going to be found out
That's what I
either.
mean. It
Yeah.
I even because we've got like a page on Facebook, and it's mostly for UK based comedians called Comedy Collective. I think any other comedians can join too, like Americans and that. But
Mm.
uh, I even put uh, I'm just worried now in case they're going to use my material against me. Then there was one cunt that put uh, well, once you say your jokes, it's out in the open anyways. So any comedian should use your jokes, and I was like, well, that's not necessarily the thing anyway. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's against the rule book.
Isn't that amazing how people think that they? I know that in the states on late night TV shows we've had here, like David Letterman or whatever,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that think that host just comes out and starts making up those jokes on the spot. Not that
Oh, well,
there's
I
a
know
staff
it's not.
staff of 15 writers working all day to write those jokes, and
Your
it's
favorite actor or actress and why? What's this about? Hang on. Oh, I don't know why that's come up. It says add a Q&A sticker.
oh, okay.
Uh,
That's not the theme of this
I know. I was
video.
like, I was like, why has that come up?
I thought we're talking
Um,
comedy.
but yeah. So this is your first special. Have you done more
Yeah,
before this?
no, and it took me about 8 years to put together enough material to do it, and it still is only 35 minutes because I write such short jokes. I think I did 70 some jokes on the show, and it only came to 32 minutes because a lot of them are 15 or 20 seconds long.
See,
But
that surprised me because not sorry. That surprised me because normally 75 jokes is normally about 15 minutes worth of material.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're doing one-liners, I think, yeah. But um, I mean, that's the frustrating part. That's the frustrating part of writing short jokes is it takes so long to accumulate material. But I just got to the point where some of those jokes were 7 or 8 years old, and I was tired of doing them. And I'm like, let's just get this down on a recording. Even if nothing ever happens to it, I'll have the satisfaction that I recorded an album, and then move forward with new stuff. So yeah, last summer I finally put it all together myself and self-produced the whole thing. I recorded the audio myself, and I liked being in control of it.
Yeah. I
And
mean, that's the best thing. Like,
yeah,
I've wrote, let's just say, a lot of material. I could go through the list of shows that I've written on my laptop, and there's shows of posters that I've created that I still haven't written.
yeah,
So I'm gonna turn this on for a second and see count how many shows I've written that are mine, and there's stuff that there's even some that I've not even added to the list. So, and I've done them, but I've never filmed them. Or I've filmed a few, but like I've lost the video, so I'm gonna have to redo those footage.
yeah. Do you try to uh, do you try to write every day? Do you sort of set yourself that goal of writing every day?
That's what I do. I mean, I
Yeah.
wrote a show, fucking hell, a couple of years ago, which was actually no, it was the other year, which was called One Night Stand. Now, people are going to think, oh, is this more to do with the Bill Hicks sort of thing? No, it's a lot more dark than the Bill Hicks. It's basically about a lass that I basically had a one night stand with, who obviously led me on. And it was more one liners built up to the stuff that she told me about personally. And I was like, well, since you fucked me over, I'm going to fuck you over here. So it's like a big, yeah. So what we got here? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Where am I at? 21, 22. What else? Because it keeps changing. No. Alright, give me a sec. Alright, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. And there's a couple more that I've still haven't put in that sort of bit. So there's roughly about 55 shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
that's my biggest challenge when I have a set, even a 20-minute set, is it's going to be about 50 jokes, and it's not memorizing the material as much as the order I want to do them in.
Yeah.
That's always
That's
my
kinda like
thing.
me. Like, with certain things, I just put, uh, A to B, like A to Z. So, like, I kinda get annoyed with, like, muddling stuff up.
Mm.
So if I'm doing stuff in random order, then I'm, like, thinking, "Well, it's not gonna."
I'd love to be able to do my stuff in random order. Like I saw Stephen Wright for the first time a couple of years ago, and I was astounded at how he just jumped around and must in his head just have this like bank of 200 or 300 jokes. I'm always worried I'll forget that I did one, or I won't remember I have these other five because they're usually grouped together. So if I tell one, I know the next five come. So I'm very anal about memorizing a very specific set list. In fact, I'll show you if it comes across on here. What I do is I use a post-it note app. It's got glare on it, but it's a post-it note app, and you can
Alright,
literally,
I've not seen that before, like.
yeah. So you can make a note with the title of each joke, and you can slide the jokes around on screen to build your set list. So I have columns, and I know
Hang on,
the main
let
column,
me see
and
if I can get that on this app, this tablet.
I think they discontinued it.
Oh, so it's no longer an app.
But if you look up, yeah, but if you look up like Post-it note app or sticky note apps, there are other variations of that. But it's very handy. I mean, I use an iPad pad for everything, so it's really handy to slide the jokes around, move the order around, and then I just stare at that and memorize it when a gig is coming up until I have it down in my head.
Sticky notepad notes list. Easy notes, take notes, and memos. Is any of
Yeah,
these?
yeah, any of those, I think they're all free and they're very similar.
I'll get that one. It's yeah. For me though, I can randomly create jokes on the spot.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've got this in the States, but it should be. But there's the gong shows.
Uh, you mean like you would get gonged off if you bomb a joke or the audience
Uh,
doesn't
well,
laugh?
kinda, yeah. So you have like 5 minutes to. You've got like 5 minutes of material. Or you have to do 5 minutes of material, and you have to try and survive that 5 minutes
Hmm.
without being gonged. So people would put
Oh,
like a sheet of paper on, like saying "get off," and then if free get up, then they have to hit the gong or something like that. Like I've done two of them. I've done that. I don't tend to do them now because obviously you're supposed to do them like when you get into comedy, so it's like the first, within like the first couple of years. But I got put them on last year by someone that I was my acting teacher. He started putting on comedy nights, and he said, "Oh, you do this," and I had no idea what I was walking into. I just thought, "Oh, it's a regular night," and then I turned up. He was like, "Oh, it's a gong show." I was like, "I'm not." I said I wasn't doing gong shows ever again,
yeah.
and then it was just I don't know why, but I didn't write this joke down. I just created on the spot. It was like, uh, I call my bed the magician. So every time you have sex, I just disappear. I just created that. The crowd loved it, and I was like, I've just fucking made that on the spot. And he was like, "Oh,
That's
did you just? How long did you write? How long did it take you to write that joke?" I was like, "I just created it as I was on the stage." He was like, "That was my
awesome.
favorite joke in your set." I was like, "Oh, thank you." Like, there's
Awesome.
better jokes in that set, but
I was in a contest one time. This is the most ridiculous rules I've ever seen. So we had maybe 40 comics sign up. So it was a bucket list. So they pull out the first five names and you go on stage. So the rule was, like you said, if you get a laugh, you stay in. If you don't get a laugh, you're immediately out. However, it wasn't the first five of us went through our jokes. And if the first joke I told got a laugh, I didn't get to go sit down. I stayed on stage.
yeah,
So I had to keep telling jokes until the four people that came up with me originally got gonged or bombed.
yeah.
Then four more people would come up. So I ended up winning, but I ended up being on stage for 2.5 hours because I had to get a laugh every time. Someone new could come out of the audience at the very end of the show. The very last person pulled out of the bucket could have come up with me And if I didn't get a laugh and they did, they would have won by telling one joke. And I when it wasn't my turn, I was texting my wife and said, "Please open my notebook and just send me any title you see in there." Because I was running out. I think I must have told 100 jokes and I scraped the bottom of the barrel, but it was the most ridiculous kinds. Like I got up on the first five with this guy next to me and I said, "Oh, we're the first five." He goes, "Yeah, that's not a good thing. Like you have to survive every comic that comes up." And he and I, in the first five, he and I probably told 7 or 8 jokes between us back and forth before he finally didn't get a laugh and sat down. So it was ridiculous rules, and the
That's
prize
mad.
was $50 and a show back at this bar, and I don't even know why I did it, but it was also about 90 degrees in the bar, and there was one source of air. It was the front door, which was way at the
I
other
can
end of the bar.
imagine.
So we're all sweating, and it was insane. It was like a waterboarding
I could
episode
just
instead
imagine,
of still doing stand up.
especially like what you're like. Wait, you're about New York here, aren't you?
I'm north of New York City. I'm not really anywhere close to it, but
Yeah, I can just imagine how hot it is. The only place I can imagine that's been hotter than that would be Arizona.
yeah, I mean, New York State, we're in the Northeast. It's not as bad as the South of the country or the Southwest, like you said, Arizona. But that particular day, it was 90 and just humid and, whatever, picture whatever cramped little bar or pub with no airflow and standing on stage for,
I'm gonna convert that on. Right. What is it's about 45 degrees, I think, in it. What is 90 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius? 32.222222. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty brutal. That's not typical weather for us, but
I mean,
for
that's
them,
not typical for me either.
yeah, yeah, that was a crazy show. But I was only 3 or 4 years in, so it's one of those things where you do like, I'm going to go to this city because it wasn't where I lived, and I'm going to go to this other city and just try to get on the radar there of the other comics and producers and do this thing. But yeah, it was insane.
I think the maddest gig I've ever done was performing in front of nude artists.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever done that?
So you mean like a nudist colony?
Yeah. So like
Yeah. No.
everyone in the crowd's naked, and
Yeah.
you had the option
I've
to either
never,
perform in clothes or perform with no clothes on. I was like, I'm just keeping my fucking clothes.
yeah. No, I've never done that, but I know people that have, and it's a nightmare. Yeah.
That's, our strip clubs are also nightmares too.
I've never done that.
You get you get the dirty money.
Have you done a nursing home? Have you done like an
Yes,
old folks
I didn't
home?
mind nursing homes.
Honestly, the one I did
I
one
had
a
to
few
clean my
months ago.
material for that.
Yeah, I did one a few months ago, and it ended up that I felt good that we showed up and gave them something to do that day, but it was not a normal gig because it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was in like their little activity room,
Yeah,
and the people there were in various states of, you know, aging, and they talked out loud and spoke out loud and just answered questions that were rhetorical. So we just, we went with it. But the funniest part was I was on stage at about 4:45 in the afternoon, and they announced dinner over the PA, and half of them got up and went to the cafeteria because their priority was to get dinner at 5 p.m. and,
yeah.
fuck the comedy show.
Jeez,
That one was crazy, but it paid well, and I was glad that they had something different to do than bingo or whatever,
yeah,
and they
that's
seemed
mental.
to,
That.
yeah.
And so, what else have I had? That's uh, there's been some tough ones. I've done hot water, and hot water what was not for me that night. Oh my god! I had one good night there, and you had the one that was fucking terrible. There was one fucking guy that kept on heckling me. Oh, I did a fucking clever joke that only two people got,
Sure.
and I was like, I'm gonna have to wait until there's a very clever audience for me to do that joke again, and it was to do
Mm.
with intersex, and yeah, only a couple of people got it and arrested, and I last
Oh,
walked out when I was doing a joke on the menopause. So you can just imagine how it fucking turned out. And then there was
oh.
this guy who kept on shouting, "Someone check his register." I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
What does that mean?
What?
Check your
Check his register? Because I did
yeah.
two jokes that was to do with,
Like whether
um,
you're a pedophile?
yeah, that was what I did a couple of jokes which were
Gotcha.
clever in
Yeah.
that sort of style. That someone said, "Just somebody check his register." I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" But he wouldn't shut the fuck up. I went to say something, but every time I went to talk afterwards, he just kept on interrupting. I was like, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna say, that's being me, da da da. And then the person that came on was like, "This is where the accident happened." I was like, Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ! He was referring to me as the accident. Like,
I
Jesus.
the other real tough one I had was a friend asked me, he worked in HR, human resources. So he said, "Well, it's sort of our holiday party for all of us HR professionals, and I'd like you to do like 30 minutes." And what I never stopped to think was, because these people all work in HR and they were there with their bosses, plus the guy who was our local sort of judge who would hear HR cases, he was also there. No one wanted to laugh at anything that was slightly dark or anything that was slightly, slightly un PC. I saw people doing this. They just literally didn't want their boss to see them laughing. And I think I went through 30 minutes of material in about 19 minutes because they wanted to laugh. They were fine, but they didn't want to be seen to be laughing.
Yeah.
They just they and afterwards, a few of them come up to me like, "You were funny. We didn't want to laugh in front of our boss." Oh, that was painful.
So
Yeah,
that
I
would
mean,
mean that you're more. So in terms of dark comedy, that would mean that you're more like emo Phillips.
yeah, I'd say so. Or like maybe like Anthony Jeselnik or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't quite put you in the Anthony Jeselnik style
Well,
because
no, I'm not like doing
he does
style.
use the C word and the F word
Yeah,
in
yeah,
quite a few of his jokes. So I wouldn't really put you down as that sort of thing.
yeah,
I'd put
yeah,
myself down. I would put myself more necessarily down as an Anthony Jeselnik.
yeah. Yeah, no, Emo Phillips is probably accurate because yeah, some of them are, but he's also comes across as so innocent. My favorite joke of his is I was on my uncle's boat with my sister, and I said, "Come on, come in the ocean. The water's fine." She goes, "I can't. I have my period." And he goes, "She takes all the fun out of shark fishing." So that's,
I
so
like
dark,
the
but
what's the grave one? There was a video I watched like ages ago. He said something about a grave, but obviously it was more surreal than just dark. It was like a weird contrast.
I don't remember. I know he has a joke about someone telling him he should wear his father's or his grandfather's tux to a function or something, and so it's like he's like, so I had to go dig him up.
That was the one. That was the one.
Yeah, that's paraphrasing, but yeah.
That's the one that
He
I
was
like.
very big in the UK for a while, right? Like during the
He
90s, I
was.
think he was over there a lot.
So was Jerry Sadowitz.
I don't know him.
Of course you do.
Jerry who?
Is it Jerry Sadowitz? Something Sadowitz. Sadowitz. He was like a comedy magician. He was half American, half British.
No, I don't know that name.
You should do. I'm gonna get a picture up of him here. He used to wear like a hat with like long hair. I'm sure his name was Jerry
Hmm.
Sadowitz. Yeah, it's Jerry Sadowitz.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not familiar.
American Scottish comedian.
Huh.
So he
No,
was
I don't
born in
know
the
him.
States.
Okay.
Yeah, he got banned from performing at the fucking. Fringe Festival.
Huh. No, I don't think I've ever seen him.
He
Hmm.
got. Wait, let me double check. I'm pretty sure he was born in the States. I didn't say he was born. New Jersey, yeah.
That explains it.
But yeah, he got banned from the Fringe Festival. I mean, he does black comedy as well, but yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
He
he
looks
got
like a
banned from.
vampire.
Yeah, he's a complete dickhead. Because his show didn't get that many laughs, he decided to expose himself on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
You're
desperation
not
move.
laughing at so you're not laughing at this. I'll give you something to laugh at. Yeah,
That's one step beyond humping the stool.
yeah. Oh,
Huh.
don't worry. The security people were yelling, and the managed to get security to just carry him out with his fucking trousers half between his ankles.
That's funny.
So you haven't covered up.
He sounds like one of
Yeah.
those guys that will complain that uh, he's too edgy, and that's why he's not
I
bigger or people don't get him. But part of it is he's just not that good. Is that
mean,
fair?
he was bigger. Uh, he was established in the 90s, so I'm surprised you didn't know who he was.
No.
He was born 1961, so what year did he start? What year I'm going to see what it says again. What year did he start? Yeah, let's find out what year he started again. Didn't really say, yeah. Um, he's down as like the 15th greatest stand-up comedian and the
Huh.
33rd greatest stand-up comedian in like the 2010s list.
Wow.
80s, he
No, I
started in the 80s.
maybe he was largely over in the UK then. But I feel like I'm familiar with most people, but I don't ever remember seeing him.
But
Interesting.
like, yeah,
Well, I'm
you
not
mentioned
upstate.
Steve Wright. I, I,
Yeah.
he's up there for me, but obviously he's not mostly my style of humour because it's more surreal.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's more like George Carlin or Bill Hicks. Like
Right.
those are my main two.
Yeah.
Then obviously Frankie Boyle, Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, I like those guys. Yeah, Jimmy Carr actually, I didn't start doing comedy until really, really late. I was 53, but I remember I remember Jimmy Carr, I just going to his website when he started to get big, and I kind of liked him from the beginning. And there was something about, I don't know, the photos he had and just sort of the way he went about things. I'm like, that's kind of, I want to try to do that. I want to try to do like, I don't know how to put it exactly. I found it inspiring in a certain way. Not only do I like his material, but and he tours relentlessly. And but yeah, he's one of my favorites.
But then there's one that I quite like that I used to work with, but obviously sadly passed away a couple of years ago. There's a guy called Incognito. I don't know if you're familiar with him,
No.
but like he was more put it this way, he was big in the 80s. He was on Channel 4, and then because of how uh, extreme his comedy was, and I don't mean in terms of like he was a dark comedian, but like he would be aggressive.
Mhm.
But he would like wear like say a woman's dress, but he'd wear like clothes over it. So that if people weren't laughing at his jokes, he would just start undressing himself as like Snow White or some sort of bizarre situation and tell jokes, and then obviously he'd get over. Then even if he'd
Yeah.
bomb, he'd still get the audience over him. So it was like a bit of like a weird thing. He's someone that you should check out.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he had like a joke about Spider Man, and then like saying like uh if I got bit, I'd be like a radioactive cunt or something like that. It was like a weird sort
Well, a guy I always recommend to people that like shorter jokes. Who's a little bit under the radar is a guy named Dan Mintz. Do you know him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Mintz. Most people know him more as he's the voice. He's one of the voices on Bob's Burgers, the cartoon. But his album, his album, The Stranger, has just so many amazing one-liners on it. I think I counted one time. I think he does 117 jokes, and I think the album is only about 40 minutes. So he
40
tells
minutes.
really short. Yeah,
That's a bit less, that, when you think about it. If you want terms of like longevity one-liner comedians, then you should check Tim Vine out,
yeah, I know him. Yeah,
because at one point he had, what was it, 599 jokes in an hour or something.
wow.
A
Well, he
large
also,
amount.
yeah, also has like a super fast delivery, right?
That's what I mean. Obviously his jokes are clean, but
Yeah,
it's just the way he just fucking does it. It's like da 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 da,
yeah.
da da da. It's like, phew.
So let me ask you a question I'm
Well, here
curious
we are.
about.
Here we are. The biggest ever Tim Vine joke book contains over 1,000 jokes and puns. What was the? You try and find that thing first. It says, there we are. Told 550 jokes in an hour.
That's crazy. Trying to do the math on that.
That would be a joke every,
Nine jokes a minute, right? Nine times
roughly, yeah.
60 is 540. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not waiting for the laughs to finish. He's just go for it.
Right, what was it you were about to say?
So a guy I'm aware of over there, Gary Delaney, who to me, again,
Oh, Gary
similar kind of
Delaney's great.
yeah. You see, so reputation wise, like I see he does theaters all year round. So he's pretty big in the UK.
Peter Kay does the same thing too.
Yeah. Yeah. Milton Jones, that's another guy I like.
Milton Jones, yeah. He's more kind of similar to Tim Vine, but just more surreal.
Yeah.
Who's the other one-liner? There's a...
The guy, the American, Dan Mintz.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I was thinking of, though. There was...
Gary Delaney. No.
No, it wasn't Gary Delaney. I was thinking of Jeffro.
Who?
Jeffro.
I don't know him.
It's old-fashioned. He started off in the 70s, so obviously what most people that don't do original jokes do now, they tend to do his jokes. But he's more well known for those. And Jimmy Jones is also a good one-liner. I've worked with him many times too, but the way he would say, like, he won't say fuck, he would say feck or like fuck, like fuck him. So it would, like, blinking, he'd say blinking. I'm not gonna say the F word, I'm gonna say blinking. So every time you think I'm gonna say the word that's fuck, it's gonna be like more blinking. So blinking hell, it's like, it's. I can't. I was gonna say I can't really show like a proper like the video. I could show both selected, but like that's the only thing that you can basically show without getting a copyright. But yeah, there's that many. There's who was that one in the States again?
Dan Mintz.
No, he's got his surname's long. I can't remember his name. I watched him before on my old YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to find it now. See, this is interesting. Talking about one-liners. What was it? He's got a quite long name. It's Ginger as well.
You mean Carrot Top?
No, no. His surname's long. I can't remember which state he's from now. No, I do like Stuart Francis too, like, but he's Canadian. But that's
Yeah.
no, I like Mitch, but that's not even what I'm looking for. Andy Huggins again. Great, but not what I'm looking for. Where is it? Right, I'm going to find out in a sec. Right, YouTube. I'll have to log into my old account. YouTube. And I'll tell you who I'm on about in a sec. This might take a fucking long time. Is that it? YouTube channel? YouTube. Let's see who it is. Right. Let's see. Who was it? Alright. I'll have to check my recent. Not shorts. History. Right, who was the name? It's going to take me ages to find it now, isn't it? Who was it? There it is. Steve Hofstetter.
Oh, well, okay, yeah.
That was who I was thinking of.
Yeah, I worked with him. He's not. I don't. He's not so much a one-liner guy. He's more. To me, his big thing is he's very political, very much his point of view, and very challenging. And he got famous for a lot of like heckler videos, dealing with
That's
hecklers.
what I was thinking of, but for some reason in my head I was thinking, he's done one-liners.
He's more of a sort of a rant kind of guy.
Yeah, but it was that guy that's in the group that keeps posting with him and his puppet. Isn't he called Vance?
Yeah.
He's a mad one.
Yeah, I did a
Jesus.
show. I did a show last year. It was the first show at this venue, and I was headlining, and the person hosting, I had no idea what he was going to do, and he got on stage and pulled a puppet out of a suitcase and started doing very bad ventriloquism, and I was like,
There'd
oh,
be him,
Jesus.
won't it?
I
Was
just,
it
I
a,
don't,
was it a dummy of himself?
it's hard to describe what it is. It's not really human. It's slightly alien. I don't, you've seen Sin City, the movie?
Yes, I've got the second one as well.
So the character that is, that captures women and tortures them, that lives on the farm, and he's bald
Yeah.
and his ears sort of stick out. That's what the puppet looks like. So I was just standing at the back of the room going, "Oh my God, this is not the right way to get the show started off." But
For
it was
some
fine.
reason I thought you were going to say, have you seen Starship Trooper 2? I was going to be like, well, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
That puppet that he ends up taking the skin away ends up being like one of those giant spider bugs.
yeah, and he wasn't even good at ventriloquism. It wasn't even trying to, you know, do it properly. So I didn't really understand what the whole gist of it was. But one of those things where you just like you never know what's going to happen at a show.
To be fair, you just remind me of a person I thought was fucking strange as hell. It was a gig that I wasn't on, but there was this guy that was meant to do his character, and he decided to do another character instead of the character he was meant to do. And his act was basically he had like a bag with chocolate that looked like shit. He put it on the floor, and his act was just basically him eating it. It was like, do you think this is working?
Yeah,
It was just cringe comedy. It was like, I mean, I like cringe comedy, but not that kind of cringe comedy. It's just this. This is
yeah,
it should be called gross comedy than cringe comedy. And then there was this other act that because I was meant to do the Fringe Festival 2 years ago. I was meant to do it last year as well, but there was this guy who did a mockumentary, and his stand-up set was basically him asleep. So he was just sat there in a chair pretending to be asleep, and then there was a documentary of him on talking about being in hypnosis, putting himself to sleep.
yeah.
You're saying by the end of this video, I'll have woken up, and then please give me a review. I was like, well, this is surreal among surreal.
Yeah. I mean, I like stuff that's different, but the thing I see too often is people who start out like in our area, they start out and they come to their first open mic and they try to do something like that right away. So, you're trying to break the rules and be alternative before you've learned how to actually just write a joke and get people to laugh. And they just do the most bizarre, strange that's going to get them attention. And then they can't understand why it's not working. And they want to go right from the first point to like something that's so out there, but haven't learned the basics of just doing comedy on stage first. So, that always,
Yeah,
we always, the regulars always go, oh, watch this. This is going to go well.
and also,
Guys,
why do you need a permit now? Because you didn't need a permit like years ago to just perform in the US.
a permit?
Yeah,
No.
because I read something. Unless yeah, I said for a performer, like if you're traveling from like the UK and perform in the US, you need a permit. Which
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't
think
know.
you needed one.
Don't know about
I
that.
definitely didn't think you needed one because I was meant to do Dangerfield's nightclub in 2020, and then COVID hit, and they gave
Yeah.
me a placement for it. I did say I was traveling from the UK. They said it was fine, but then COVID hit, and I was meant to also do the Just for Laughs that year too. And now that's hard
Oh,
to fucking apply for that. It's hard to apply for that now.
yeah.
I could apply for it years ago, but I couldn't apply for it now. You can't find a way to send your form and that.
No. Yeah. I had a friend who's in the process, the tryout process for that. So waiting to see. But yeah, I think at this point they scout people and sort of invite them.
Yeah, but they didn't do that back in 2020 though, 2019. It was just,
No.
you could just apply for it. I
Yeah.
was like, where is it now? Where is it now? Then when someone said Montreal, I was like, yeah, I know that's the fucking answer, but where's the application? Where can I apply for it?
Yeah. I
It's
even thought I saw last year or the year before that they had stopped doing it, that they had somehow run out of money or something. But I guess it's back on because I
up
think
there.
I have a buddy that's involved this year. So
Right, you're making me research this now, and I'll
yeah.
stop and try to find out the research for certain people. Just for laughs.
No, I mean I think
They were
they're
meant
back.
to, they were meant to have it in the UK now as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they had it for 1 year, but I don't know if they're still doing it because I've not seen any advertisements for this year at least. No, that's One Laugh Gags just after the Just for Laughs brand. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
ne-
back
ne-
on for 2026.
yeah. Most
July.
recent, yeah, July 2026. Most recent was July 16th to 27th, 2025. Yeah.
Jerry
So
Seinfeld's on it. Nice to see him getting a break.
it got straight back. It said it stopped in 2024 and re-fingered in 2025.
Yeah, I knew
Jerry Seinfeld, yeah.
there was 1 year where the website was just sort of dead and there was nothing going on. That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, what was it?
I don't know how many festivals you have in the UK, but we have quite a few in the States, and
We've
I've
got
probably
quite. I would say we've got quite a few. We've got the Brighton Fringe, we've got the Durham Fringe, we've got obviously the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is the biggest one.
yeah,
I'd say Brighton's the second biggest. Then there's that one. There's the
the
pun offs
problem.
as well. There's the Leicester Festival, which is a pun competition,
Mm,
which I think you'd probably like that. There's a like you have a pun off, so you have to try. If someone gives you a subject, and you have to think of it, you have to create a pun to do that subject, and then whoever gets the most laughs of that pun goes through, and
mm.
then there's a chance of winning that, and I'm pretty sure you get, is it 2,500 as the prize, maybe 5 grand.
Mm.
but you get some money for it.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Yeah,
But there's
unfortunately,
all
there's way too many in the States, and people that people can call anything a comedy festival. So you really have to
yeah,
look into it and see what it's all about and whether it's really worth uh, trying to get on. Because if I have to travel, I got accepted to one in Texas a couple years ago, which is whatever, maybe it's 1,000 miles from me. So once I looked at plane tickets and hotel and all that, I was going to be, $800 in the hole, and I'm not getting paid to perform at the festival. So I'm always looking at that kind of benefit versus cost.
that's
But there's a
why
lot
it's
of them, a lot of people that call what they do a festival, and it's really just a series of shows at a bar or something, and really have to look into them and research them and
yeah. I mean,
make
I'm wanting to try and create a festival with like my promotion, but like I need to try and expand it first before that. I've got an idea. But I'll
sure.
tell you that after this. I'm not gonna think this in case any other promoters like, oh, I'm gonna steal that idea. But yeah,
Yeah, the things I always look for is who are the headliners going to be at the festival that people would want to work with, or is there going to be any people representative in the industry there, like managers or bookers or things? But I've done a few that I regret doing where you end up driving 200 or 300 miles and you essentially do a show at a bar and there's 20 people and that's it.
yeah.
That's the end of it.
Oh,
And
it's a festival. You should come to this festival. How many
yeah,
people's
and
here?
you're not
There's
getting
20.
paid. Yeah, and you're not getting paid.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
That's what there should have to be a license for, is to have a festival. You should have to
Yeah,
prove the legitimacy of it to be able to do it.
but that's the thing with the Fringe Festival because that's run by the royal family,
Oh, really? Okay.
and it's been
Now,
run by them since the 1947. So
do
it's
you have to pay to get a venue there, or do you?
depends.
Okay. And you basically
Call
have to go there and busk for yourself to sell
yeah.
tickets. Yeah.
So it depends what depends who you apply with.
Okay.
So if you apply on the Edinburgh Fringe Festival website, then you do have to pay for everything, but it's not the free venues. Then those are more like like the Royal Theatre and stuff like that. That's obviously costs you like 35 grand and shit like that.
Wow.
That's 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 that part of the festival.
Yeah.
Then there's tonic. Is it? Did they call it tonic? Something tonic. I can't remember the name now. There's one called something tonic, but uh, tonic free fringe. Just the tonic. That costs you. I'm pretty sure that costs you a lot as well, but that says pay as you feel.
Hmm.
Hang on, is it free?
So my perception of that in the past is that there would be people there that are scouting for maybe television or radio or something, or for the BBC. Is that still a thing? Is that like a legitimate pathway?
It can be. If you, I've walked past celebrities there before.
Mm.
Um, but some celebrities can come to your show. It depends if they turn up to your show. They could go to see someone else because there's like thousands and thousands of shows happening at the same time. So you've got
Oh,
like magicians. So you've got like illusionist acts as well on. You've also got Drunken Shakespeare, which if you haven't seen Drunken Shakespeare, that's where one of the actors turn up pissed and you have to try and guess which one was drunk.
okay.
Uh, there's dancers, there's singers. Obviously, you got stand up, which is the main part of it. Yeah, street performers.
Yeah.
There's all sorts there. Um,
So it's
but yeah,
really, you go there, it's just a big hustle, and you don't know whether you're going to get audiences if you're
Yeah.
relatively unknown, and yeah.
So obviously you have to have your print your own printer out, so you post it. I'll come to see the show at this time. We're at uh, Banshees Labyrinth. That's one of the venues. We're at the come here. We need about 50 people. So some of the venues is quite good because you can get. I think some of the biggest ones are like 360 seaters, but
Yeah.
majority are like quite small.
Yeah, but there's a lot of competition for audience, right? And there's probably 100
But yeah,
posters on the same.
you've also got competitions there as well. So people could people can vote who's got the best joke. Whoever's got the best
Yeah,
joke gets a
yeah,
trophy and they get
yeah.
10 grand.
No, nice.
So there was a guy that's like won it like 3 years. He won 2 years in the bounce and won like years later. So he's obviously earned like 30 grand for winning the
For
best
two
joke.
jokes,
What
that's
else?
a good return.
Yeah, there's also the Dave's Award, which is the one that was on about as well. Uh, you've even got opportunities of people recognising you and saying, "Oh, can I be your manager?"
Yeah,
But you'd have to obviously be careful because you'd be like, how do I know if I can trust you as my manager? Well, I'll prove you this.
yeah,
But there's lots. Like I'd say, like I'm going with the PHB free fringe, which everything there is free. They pay for your venues and that. If obviously the other free fringe, which is free fringe, then they say it's free, but you have to pay for your application. And I was going to do like 3 days or something. Like, say I was doing 3 days, and that was going to be like £144 or something. It's like,
hmm.
you said it's free. Why do you have to pay for the application?
And most of the shows are free for the audience. Is it more just like you put a hat out or put a bucket out for tips or something?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's two. You've got the tickets, or you've got pay as you feel. So pay as
Okay,
you feel is that you'd have like say a jar or something, and then whatever they think it's worth, they'd put I don't
yeah,
know £1, £2, fiver in, £20, £50 in, and as soon as it up, then obviously that's your money.
yeah,
So say 50 people turn up, each one of them give
yeah,
you I don't know a tenner, then that's 500 quid. It's
yeah,
possible to make more, but it
yeah. It just sounds like
depends.
the whole thing is just it's a big chance, it's a big adventure, and
Yeah,
it could go many different ways.
good. We've also got a thing now, which I quite like the idea. Is there's the digital festival as well, which is part of the Edinburgh Festival. So say if you don't get a venue, then you film your special and
Hmm.
then you post onto YouTube, and then they would send a link over whoever wants to watch your video, and then you can get many subscribers.
Yeah, huh?
So say if you did the old tire thing week, which is about what is it, 3.5 weeks. So what's that? How many days is that? Right, it's when's it starting this year? Edinburgh Fringe. I think it's the 8th. Is it the 8th? 8th to the 31st, is it? Yeah, 7th to the 31st. So it's 1 day extra. So what's that? 23 days? 24
Yeah,
days? 24. So say, you can run as many shows you want for that, for digital, then you could, if it's by YouTube channel, times, I don't know, 30, 36. That could be, what, 864 subscribers added. And if it's more than that, then it's 360.
hmm. That's a good
Get
idea.
over 8,000 subscribers, so you can get, it can work. It
Yeah,
could work.
yeah. Did you do comedy over Zoom during COVID? Did you do any of those kinds of shows?
I did. I got asked to do. There was a show called 24-hour comedy hour, 24/7 comedy hour. So it was like a panel show, but on Zoom. And he's familiar with Cy Courtney.
Mm.
He's a comedian from Texas, so like he was part of uh, the thing, but it was quite good. So it
Yeah.
was any topics. So whatever was happening that week. So let's say Trump went on his what you call it, his playing with Hillary Clinton, and you'd have to create a joke onto that, and then obviously they'd give you a topic, and you'd have to do 2 to 5 minutes on that topic alone. So that's it's not bad, right?
Yeah.
25 to 50 jokes on one
I
topic.
actually I actually did open mics on Zoom. That's how desperate I was to just keep doing something, and those were it was fine, if it was like, oh, once a week you have an excuse to have some new jokes ready, even if you're just doing it on Zoom. But yeah, I many times sitting in my garage, 8 o'clock at night, doing something on Zoom. My favorite thing that happened is we did just some show that we did, and there was, you can see all the audience in the windows, and there was this middle-aged couple who were obviously sort of sitting in their easy chairs in their basement and waiting to watch. And as the show went on, they started to lean back further and further and further until both of them were asleep and their camera was still on. And so we're all performing. And this one kid goes up at the end, and when he's done, they finish off. Let's say his name was Jimmy Smith. They go, "Hey, everybody, that was Jimmy Smith," and both of these older people bolt up out of their chairs, out of their sleep, and they look around on the screen, and then they go, "Jimmy, they skipped you," and it turned out to be his parents, and they had fallen asleep and slept through his set, and everybody heard it because they had their mic on, they had their mics on, and everyone heard the whole thing, and there was like 60 people in the room, but it was
That
just a
reminds me.
quintessential Zoom moment.
What was that app called that I got told to go on before, and it was during COVID?
Was it Zoom?
And no, it wasn't Zoom. It was a different app. It was an American app, and there was a group that was, I think it's called New York Comedy. Uh,
Hmm.
and
There was an
they had,
app. There was an app that started at that time that was just. It wasn't video. It was just audio,
no, that's
and
what
it
I'm on
was
about. Was
very.
that?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it was a disaster because if you and I are talking, we can kind of see when someone is finished talking, and we don't talk over each other. But in this room, you might have 10 people, and you would wait and think the person that was talking had finished, and you'd try to talk. So it was everyone talking over each other. It was like having a conversation in the dark with 10 or 12 people,
Yeah,
not being able to sense visually when someone, yeah, it was something to do, but it didn't really take off and it didn't last long. I think people got very sick of it, but I know what
that's
you're
what
talking about.
I'm on about. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, do this. You all
Yeah.
do 20 minutes each. Uh, 50, uh, $500 or something between 5 people. Like,
Yeah.
all
Well,
right,
you
fair
might
enough.
you might hear people laughing, but you don't see them. So, again, live, you can kind of read the room when the laughter is dying down to time your cadence to start your next joke. But in this room, you couldn't see anyone. You just heard the
That's what I was
audio.
like,
So,
than me. They were like, you're gonna do your set. I was like, well, I can't see people.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To me, it was a step down from Zoom because at least at Zoom you could see, whatever. A lot of people turned off their cameras, but yeah, that was when I think about some of the shows I did and those open mics, just how desperate you were to just do something that was comedy for about a year and a half there.
So I mean, like there was, I mean, even what was it, 2022 was even a struggle for me because that was even that part of that was still through COVID, and I did a gig where no one turned up to watch, and it was just ended up being us comedians performing in front of us comedians. It was like,
Yeah. Well, where I live in New York State, comedy shows were one of the last things that were still considered illegal to do publicly. The last two categories, for some strange reason, were comedy shows and strip clubs. So bars were open where bands were playing, people could come and see a live band and be on top of each other and have the band on stage, but we couldn't do comedy yet. And it was I think halfway through 2021 before that opened up, and we did a couple shows outside during COVID, which were technically illegal in New York State, but we didn't publicize them too much. And we did them like in a parking ramp, underground parking ramp, and yeah, it was yeah, it was a weird time. It's strange to think back on it now how weird it was, but
I mean, yeah, because it's what, 6 years now.
yeah, yep.
Well, 6 years.
But there were certain states here. I mean, the political situation here. There were certain states here where people would just thought it was it was nothing to be concerned about, and certain states things stayed open more than others. But New York State was pretty restrictive. Um, yeah, it was weird. Yeah, we
But
just
like,
we because I was actually help managing a small comedy club here where I live, in the city where I live, and we just kept checking the New York State guidelines. And it's like us and strip clubs, comedy clubs and strip clubs. When are we going to get cleared to open again?
but you on
Again,
about the one that's near? What's the biggest one in New York called again? Is it the Comedy Underground?
Comedy Cellar.
No, there's another one that's big though, isn't there? There's
Well, I mean, in New York City, the Comedy Cellar is the one that's considered like the thing you want to get past that to perform at because just prestige wise. But I mean, there's any number of them in New York City.
see,
I
I'm
don't know
still
what
waiting
else.
to get back from there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think with the Cellar, I think you have to have a recommendation from another comedian, and then you do a set where they pass you, to be able to perform there.
I mean, it was easy to get a spot for Dangerfield.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of on a lower. I guess that's sort of a lower rung in terms of popularity and whatever reputation or something in New York. So because it's been around, I mean it's been around forever, obviously because started it, but
I know
yeah,
which one I was thinking of. I was thinking about the Midtown one,
um,
the New York Comedy Club in Midtown.
right, right, yeah, yeah.
I thought that would have been like the most difficult one to apply for.
No, I don't think so. And some of them, I mean, if you actually lived here, some of them, if you take a multi-week class at that club, then there's like a graduation show, and potentially you get passed, passed based on that.
Mm.
But I,
You also you
I
got
don't really
Gotham Club as well. That looks good.
Gotham. Yeah, Gotham has a good reputation. That's another sort of
It's one I've
feels
always
weird.
seen. It's like it's the only one. It's probably one of the only ones I've not been performing. I've got my poster sorted.
Yeah.
I made a poster.
Well, that's a good priority. Have your poster ready first.
Got my it's just me sat on top of Liberty City,
Yeah. I
Statue of
heard a
Liberty.
story. I don't know if this is true, but I heard a story about Hollywood in the '80s when Sylvester Stallone was at the height of his popularity. Is one of his lesser movies, but again, one of the action movies. It wasn't a Rambo film or anything, but the story was the studio conceived the poster first. Like they worked up a poster and they gave the movie a title and they had this image of him and were like, that's the movie we want to make. And then they wrote the screenplay. Like it was
Was it?
completely back.
Is it the arm wrestling one?
It could be. It was one of his lesser, popular ones, but it was just so backwards of how
On
to
top of it.
yeah, something like that. That could have been it. The idea that you would greenlight a movie and fund it for millions of dollars based on a poster, and you haven't even
All that
written the
stuff
movie
works
yet.
is like,
It's like
yeah.
comics who show up at an open mic and they already have merchandise and they've not done a set yet. Like I have hats and shirts. Like who are you?
I mean, there's not a lot where I am. There's a decent bit. I just have to put my own on. It's like, yeah. Mm, I mean, there's
Not
one
a
on
lot
this
of
week. There's
not a
one
lot
on
of
this
pubs,
week,
you mean?
but
Yeah. And where
have
are
to
you
travel.
located?
Mate, near Newcastle.
Okay. That's actually the team I follow in football. Is that bad or good?
It's all right.
Yeah. I don't know why. I started watching the Premier League about 20 years ago, and we would only get one game a week before satellite and all those other things. And for some reason, they were on a lot, and I would watch the games with headphones on, and I just loved kind of the roar in that stadium and the atmosphere of St. James Park, and I just kind of took to them. Plus, Alan Shearer was still playing, and he was one of the few
Yeah.
English players I knew because soccer was nothing in America 20, 25 years ago. It was just
Well, 20 years ago,
basics.
that was his last season for them.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, soccer was just way far down the rungs in America in terms of spectator
Yeah,
sports. So,
because you got to
but
think
yeah,
more the NFL. NFL was more. I mean, I do watch the
oh
Super Bowl.
yeah, football, baseball, hockey, basketball, they're all much more popular than soccer. Although
Pickleball.
soccer's grown incredibly. When I was a little kid, now little kids when they come up, like you guys have youth leagues. Now little kids, we have youth leagues here. But when I was a kid, we didn't have soccer. It wasn't even a sport at our school, and I think we covered it for 1 week in phys ed class. And otherwise, we just didn't know. I mean, my high school had a football team, but it wasn't a priority. Like the best athletes didn't
Yeah,
play soccer. It was just unknown, and no one came to the games. And it's changed so much in 20 or 30 years.
that surprises me. You got to think though, New York's changed within 49 years.
Yeah, when I was growing up, um, Times Square, for example, like in the 1970s, 1980s, Times Square was a place where you were warned, don't go to Times Square.
No, that's what I'm on
Just,
about.
yeah,
Because
and
it
the
was
level of
all
crime.
strip shows,
Yeah,
peeping the what is it? Was it peeping toms? What they call it? Peep
probably.
shows,
Yep,
peep shows,
yep,
peep
yep.
shows.
Yeah, and
Um,
now it's touristy and chain restaurants and
and
Hard Rock
it all
cafes.
changed after that fucking killer.
Oh yeah,
Mental, man. That's just mental.
yeah. Yeah, David Berkowitz was a serial killer when I was a kid who claimed that.
David Berkowitz, yeah, that's not the one I was on about, but that's a totally
Well,
different one.
we have a lot of them to choose from in America. There's a lot of
Yeah,
serial
but
killers.
I was referring to the Times Square killer.
Oh, I don't know who that was. But
I've got his name.
Berkowitz is one of those guys that said the devil was talking to him and telling
Yeah,
him.
he thought the dog was possessing him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, we're
Times
pretty
Square
good on serial
killer.
killers.
Joe Berlinger.
Hmm.
Oh no, that's the director. Uh, thought it was the killer. Um,
Well, that's what ended his career when he started killing so many people.
Richard Cottingham.
Huh? I don't know that one.
It says his crime span from 1972. Oh no, his crime span from 1965 to 1980.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Uh,
wouldn't.
convicted of both New York and New Jersey.
Huh?
Mental,
Yeah,
and he's still got that porn star tush.
yeah. 70s.
Do you know what? If you look at him right, who does he remind you of?
I mean, to me, he looks like everyone's dad in the 1970s when I was growing up. But
In my opinion, I think he looks like a fatter version of John Holmes.
oh, a porn star?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fatter
it could
version
be.
of him.
Yeah,
The version,
everybody had that mustache in the 70s. My dad had one.
the version that didn't die from AIDS.
Yeah,
They made that mistake, didn't they? Started all right. End up being the murderer. End up going into gay porn afterwards. Quite the
yeah.
mix.
I wrote a joke at one point. This was in the like mid 2000s, 2005, 2006, but there was something going on where we were having there was a shutdown on like all beef had been shut down in America because there was some kind of virus going through the meat or something, and I turned
SARS.
it in something like that. But I turned it into a joke about a porn shutdown. The fact that all the meat was tainted. But yeah,
You gotta get that joke out there. Make another special.
yeah. I need everything I can get to get the next 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
You'll get there. I mean,
Yeah,
for me,
I try to write two jokes every day.
see, I
But
don't know. I tend to write about fucking somewhere between 10 to fucking 30. And then
yeah,
if I can think more, then I go at like 50 or 100 a day. I'm like, yeah.
good.
I'm like, how does this work? Try to think of other puns for this. Does this work? Does this work? Does this not?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. We have our one weekly open mic where I live is actually tonight.
I know,
So,
that's in an hour and, no, an hour and 14 minutes.
yeah. Yeah, I should probably wrap up pretty soon.
Alright. Yeah, that's about to ask you. I was like, are you doing good on time? Because I don't want to take up most of your time. But like,
Yeah.
shit, I've got
No.
to.
Also, we're gonna have pizza for dinner, so I'm looking forward to that because it's dinner time. So
I had pizza for dinner.
yeah, the best. It's the best.
Greg's Pizza.
Is that a local place or a chain?
It's a chain. It's a
Yeah.
bakery.
Oh, okay.
Because we've got, well, these are bakeries, but bakeries in your countries ain't fast food.
Yeah.
Ours are, because we do sausage rolls and shit like that. You got to feel like you're like, we need them. Do they do corn dogs? No.
Do you have uh do you have Taco Bell in the UK?
Yeah, we have Taco Bell.
I
That's,
I know so many people that eat there every day. It's
yeah,
just
that's why I just came back here not too long ago.
yeah, it's
Getting
pretty
chili
unhealthy.
next. We're getting chilies next.
Yeah.
That's meant
Well,
to come to the UK now.
I'd say
Wendy's
congratulations.
returned. I've got Wendy's now, so that's returned for the third time. Didn't take
Well,
off last couple of times.
soon you can all be as unhealthy as Americans are.
I mean, we don't have Albies. I wouldn't mind Albies. We got what's that one called? Is it jelly bees? Is it jelly bees? Chill bees? It's like a Filipino.
Not Applebee's.
No, not Applebee's. I wish it was Applebee's. Is it Jilby? Jilby?
I don't know.
Jolly? Is it Jollibee? Jollibee?
Hmm.
Is that a fast food chain? Jollibee? Yeah, Jollibees. Yeah, we've got that in the UK. If familiar with Jollibees.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's came in the UK. It's like a Filipino fast food chain.
Huh.
But it's quite nice. I mean, they've got jolly spaghetti, they've got fried chicken, they've got the very spicy ones, and even that one that thing we's obsessed with Drake. That's come to the UK now. That fast food, that chicken place.
Chick-fil-A.
No, not Chick-fil-A. Well, we've got one Chick-fil-A in the UK. Um, I got told it's not the best over here than what it is in the US. But everywhere else, in every US fast food chains like Five Guys, Americans prefer the Five Guys over the UK than the US.
Hmm,
Probably because like we've got like I think we've got more calories now, but less ingredients.
probably.
Doesn't that
Yeah.
work out?
It's got to all be relative as to whether one fast food is better than the other. But
I mean, I would love to have an In and Out, but we've got a we've got a chain over here called In and Out. That's more of a car wash. To get your car
yeah,
clean, In and Out. It's a mental case.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, it's cool to talk to you. It was nice to meet you.
yeah, it was nice meeting you too. But
So
yeah,
good luck going forward with comedy and
you too. You too.
staying out
And
there.
then we'll be in for your next special. Um,
It'll be another
whenever
10
that is.
years. Another 10 years
I
of writing
mean,
jokes.
won't be 10 years. It'll probably be about 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully not even that much.
All right. Well,
Well, let me know when your first one comes out too, and I'll
yeah,
promote for it.
won't be too long.
Good.
I need to.
Good.
I'm gonna split it. So we have like the censored version here, and then the uncensored version, because there's going to be adult imagery, so I can't really show that on YouTube. So yeah,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
take care.
Cool.
Speak
All
soon.
right, you too. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night.
Right, you too. Bye.